Welcome back. There are a lot of words you could use to describe the new exhibit at the Strong Museum of Play, but gross is definitely the top one on the list.
That's how we refer to Lopez, too.
Gross?
Gross.
Oh.
Josie Grossy. Don't worry. We're having a little fun. Chris is enjoying himself this morning at the museum. Look at it. You can see the stink lines just waving off of him.
Look at that smile. Those pearly whites.
He hates me. This is great.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Abby. You too can come to the Grossology exhibit. It's here until May 3rd. Pretty cool fact, and there's all over the wall. 70 out of 100 people admit to picking their nose. 3 out of those 70 admit to actually eating the boogers from their nose. That was just one of the facts that I found interesting here at the Grossology exhibit. And if you're looking for it, it is near the supermarket, Wegmans, Super Kids Market, the Wegmans stuff that they have going on, near the Rescue, near the One History Place. Pretty easy to find. It's pretty much where they have their rotating exhibits. The last time I was here, I think it was like Scooby-Doo or something like that. But Shane is here. Shane, Senior Director of Communications here at the Museum of Play. You guys, what I thought's cool, you guys kind of added a little bit of your own spice here to it with your own artifacts that were gross.
Yeah, so the exhibit focuses on the gross things of the human body and the science behind it, but people have had a long fascination with gross toys as well. So we have a couple cases around us that take a little bit of a look at that. We have some toys that actually smell. I mean, they're behind the glass here, so you can't get a whiff, but there's certainly some other things in this exhibit you can get a whiff of. But it just sort of details why people like those gross things. I remember as a kid, Garbage Pail Kids were a big thing, and they were these cards with all these gross characters on it. And kids just love that sort of thing.
Did you have an exhibit like this as a kid at all?
Not one like this, but
Yeah, I didn't have anything like this at all. Mine were pretty boring.
But I loved, growing up, like making slime, doing slime. Like there's an ick factor to that as well. So I think those kind of all go together. Kids like icky things.
Do you predict that this will be one of the bigger hits that you guys have here at the museum throughout the year?
Yeah, when I've walked through, it's been really popular. Every station filled. People just having a good time. People laughing together. You can tell it's really resonating. And at the end of the day, the nice thing is people have fun, but you hope that they go away from it and learn, well, why do we have some of these bodily functions? Why do we throw up? What is the purpose of our snot?
Yeah, and it's a fun way to learn about all of this, and it is important stuff that happens in your body. It's gross, but it is important why you have snot, like I said, and why you throw up, why you barf. Which brings me over back to the sniff. This has been my favorite tool. It's so nasty, but I have to do it one more time before I send it. I have to do it before I send it back to you in studio. I don't know which is which. The far one to the right was nasty. That was the anus that I smelled. So we're gonna switch over to this side over here. I don't know what it is. You get to squeeze the bottle on the inside, then you get to guess what you are smelling. I have no idea what this is. Let's see.
All right. For you.
That was really gross. Oh man. Oh wow. I don't know what that is. That is nasty, man. This exhibit is here till May 3rd, and you can smell an armpit if you would like. It lights up green when you're correct. It's red when you're incorrect. Check this place out. We're gonna have information on our website on Fox, Rochester, and 13 Wham. Wow, that was way worse than I thought. Back to you in studio.
This is great, Chris.
That was like the most dramatic reaction.
Yeah.
I think ever.
Watching you
Like,
cough, your eyes tear up. I can't talk.
That couldn't have been that bad. I think that was maybe like a little dramatic.
Yeah. Performative reporting there, my friend.
Performative, like when you were on the floor shaking.
All right, thank you.
After I barely hit you.
Listen, I talked about that this past weekend to a couple of people.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's definitely fight or flight that kicks in, and you are afraid.
Listen,
You think to
I
yourself,
believe
like,
it.
I don't want to get hit in the face. I'm good.
I was a little scared of Chris out there. I'm not
good.
going to lie. I wasn't even standing next to him, but I was like, I wouldn't mess with him. I wouldn't.
I know. Go back to your scratch and sniff. We'll see you later.
Go ahead.
When Arc Rochester returns, we're learning more about the new session kicking off for a local ping pong program that's supporting people with Parkinson's disease.
Yeah, we're back after this.
.52 this Wednesday morning. An international organization helping those with Parkinson's disease is preparing for another year of supporting members of our own community.
Yeah, Ping Pong Parkinson's new session kicks off this week. And this morning, the co-founder of the Rochester chapter, Dan Rothschild, and volunteer Jim Donahue are here to talk about it. Good morning to both of you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Let's start off with a quick recap of what exactly Ping Pong Parkinson's actually is and the benefits that come along with it.
Sure. It's a program designed specifically for people with Parkinson's. It was founded in 2017 by Nenad Bach, who's a Croatian American. He developed Parkinson's disease. Long story short, was invited to play table tennis by a friend of his, discovered that his symptoms improved, and more he played, the better his symptoms became. So the organization is now an international organization with over 400 chapters in more than 30 countries. In the U.S., there are over 30 chapters in 12 states rather, in 28 cities, and we formed a chapter here in Rochester.
It's really incredible for someone who may not understand the science behind this. Can you describe it for the layman? What is going on that playing ping pong actually helps the disease?
So the biggest thing with Parkinson's, it's a neurodegenerative disease. So it takes away your neurons, your ability to balance sometimes, to swallow, to move, to your body movements have to be purposeful because they don't automatically happen. You're losing dopamine. So what Parkinson's, or the ping pong Parkinson's is able to do, by playing ping pong, it actually improves things like your stability, your balance, your ability to eye-hand coordinate, a ball coming over and being able to hit it with a paddle. And it's been amazing. We started this last April, and to watch people in the class from the first time they played this to now, it's incredible improvement for everyone.
In physical activity, it benefits cognitive activity as well. So the playing ping pong affects you, improvements in physical abilities, cognitive abilities, and it makes a social connection as well.
So it's a 3-for-1 is what you've got going on here. It's really incredible.
Yeah.
And I imagine everybody gets pretty close, right, in all of the different chapters. Tell us about that teamwork and camaraderie and all of that that goes along with this.
The people do become very close. They share one another's experiences. Everybody is understanding of what everyone else is experiencing who has the disease. They swap information with one another. And on a national and international level, there are tournaments that occur regularly. There's a world championship that occurs every year. There have been 6 thus far. And there's a gathering of 300-400 players from all over the world with different degrees of symptoms. And it's amazing when they come together, how the synergy.
I would imagine that the response from this is really incredible. But locally, what could someone expect if they were to want to join? They have Parkinson's. They think this is a great idea. What are they in for?
So you want to do it? So you add one more P to Ping Pong Parkinson's Parenton. So the club basically went to the town of Parenton and said, would you be interested if we were to purchase the equipment in sponsoring a program? And I brought one of the Recreation and Parks brochures.
Oh, okay.
I worked for the town for 38 years. I was Commissioner of Parks and Rec, so it's kind of close to my heart. But Parenton Rec and Parks has it as a program in their brochure. And people can register. The new session starts tomorrow. It runs for basically 2 to 3 months at a time. And it's a relatively affordable fee. Residents, non-residents, caregivers are welcome. But it's incredible to walk in and have 4 tables set up and people are walking up and down the hall. They're looking in the room saying, oh, I want to go play ping pong. And as Dan said, the people in the classes are just incredible. The amount of information going back and forth, the amount of learning. The class has not only ping pong, but we do stretching. We do voice activation things that help with the Parkinson's symptoms.
We just added a ball machine in our last class. So
Oh, nice.
now we have a robot that will feed balls to people.
Oh, wow. All right.
really cool.
All right.
Excellent. Thank you both so much for coming in today. We really appreciate it. For somebody who wants to sign up for a session, what do they need to know?
If they go to webtrack.parenton.org, webtrac.parenton.org, they'll get all the information they need for programs, registration, information, and so forth.
You've made it very easy, and we hope to help by posting that information on our website, 13WHAM and foxrochester.com. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
for
us.
hosting us.
Much more to get to this morning on Arc Rochester.
We're back on the other side of the break.
In today's Political Pulse, we are diving into Governor Kathy Hochul's $260 billion state budget proposal. I speak to an anchor from our sister station in Albany who was there as Hochul presented her fiscal plan for 2027. That's coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. Arc Rochester returns after this.
O'clock on this Wednesday morning, January 21st. Thanks for sticking with us on Arc Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
I'm Dan Schrack. That is meteorologist Mark McLean back with us once again to give us the answer to the weather trivia question. You've got muddy, is it pause?
Yeah, we're going to go snowy pause because
Snowy
it's like
pause,
ice
okay.
as far as the eye can see now.
Fair enough.
Yep, and an interesting look at what could be an ice storm, too, coming up. But let's start with that trivia. We're talking about ice coverage and cold air that, this time of the year, we were looking at the Great Lakes ice last hour and how cold it gets. How cold can it get in Rochester, and how many times a year will the air temperature go sub-zero? Is it 2 times, 6 times, 8 times, 11 times? There was lots of answers on the socials this morning. Look at Lori had A.
Wow.
Everyone else went B, from Rod to Betty there. And Tim, Barbara, Debbie also had B, as did Diane and Debbie. Crystal had A. And Yvonne had B, as did Barb and Julie. Paul's got A. Christian Garzone.
Hey!
Watching
Look
us.
at that.
I wonder if that's from the newsroom or if that's from home. Is he off today and just watching us?
No, I think
Send
he's
us a
here.
text. Send us a
Listen,
text.
he's sent us video of him on 390 watching the show
That's
while he's
funny.
driving.
That is not
That
true.
is not true.
But he watches at the gym. He watches all morning. He's a real one,
It's such a fun show. You don't want to miss this show.
No, not at all. Listen, this is must-see TV. Arc Rochester.
The ratings.
Our numbers are through the roof.
Of the
number of
potential
famous
audience
viewers.
available, it's pretty good.
Yeah, the number of famous viewers we have, it's remarkable.
It is.
But I do want to
Okay.
point out that most of the people had the same idea as you and I.
Yeah.
Yes.
B.
Yeah.
How'd you guys do last couple of days?
Good.
We got them right both
Got 'em right?
days.
Okay, and you're
I
going B
think.
today?
Yep.
All right, here's the big reveal. You got it. You're 3 for 3.
There you go.
How about that? Although we have had some seasons where we've had a
11?
a substantial number of sub-zero temperatures. It's been a while. It's been a few, maybe a decade or so since we've had a, quote, really, truly brutal month. I think this is the psychological threshold for most people. You know, the last time this happened was January 22nd of last year. We got down to -2. But speaking of ice and speaking of things that are cold, if you have family and friends in the South, this could be a real story Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. This is freezing rain and ice. And you're looking at, just in point of reference, and I'm not trying to put out a scare cast here, we had about 1.25 inches of ice back in the 1991 ice storm. So when you see numbers like that from Dallas to Little Rock, Memphis, and areas east towards Roanoke and even Charlotte, these are very, very large populated cities. And the air that's coming in behind this ice is some of the coldest that we've seen in years. So we're going to definitely keep on this one for you. If you have family and friends down that direction, you're definitely going to want to give them a heads up on that one. But 15 degrees, it is cloudy. We have no weather issues for the short term. Feels like it's 2 degrees outside thanks to the wind chill. And some of these numbers a little bit warmer lakeside, 17 in Ontario. We've still got some single digits down to the south of Rochester. And obviously because of that cold, we always go on the lookout for snow and in particular lake effect snow. And it could end up being a 2 to 4 inch localized amounts, especially in western sections of Orleans County, Genesee County, and Wyoming County. And that's going to stack on to what we've already had this season. Check this out. The average is 48. We're about a foot above normal. We're going to add a little more on today, and we're going to have lots of opportunities in the next 2 or 3 weeks to push that seasonal number
You know,
up.
this TV career of yours is never going to last if you can't speak properly.
Is it getting shorter by the second? Because I feel like it is.
Oh,
Come
man.
on. Save the best for last, right?
Look at this.
Look at these guys.
We've got a
Charlie,
ref there.
Sailor, Maggie, Kara, today's dog. And there's a cat on the top, too, right? We don't have the cat's name.
We don't.
Right? Is that a cat or is that another dog?
No, that's a cat.
That's a cat?
That's a cat.
Okay. I
Yep.
didn't notice that when I put this in.
I do want people at home, though, to know that that is not the ref that made the bad call on
No.
Saturday.
Very true.
No. And the Golden is suspicious of the whole deal.
That's actually,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but that's the new head coach.
The new head coach? Okay. Hey, we want to see the pics of your pups just like this. Chime in. It's 13wham.com/chime in. There's the QR code on the screen that makes it a heck of a lot easier, and you don't have to peck in all those characters. But scan that and send us your photos. We love to see pics of your pets out in the snow and having fun. It's wet or I guess snowy pause the next couple of days. I think by Saturday we get a little break, and we're going to have to watch a sneaky little storm system on Sunday. Could pass us by late afternoon and evening. We'll keep you up to speed on that one. Ultimate Doppler, this is phantom snowfall out there. This is what happens. It sees it at, quote, flight level, and on its way down, those ice crystals sublimate into the atmosphere. That means they go directly from a solid straight to a gas in the atmosphere. But what you see here is not sublimating. This will be reaching the ground back in Michigan, parts of Ohio. That's the next kind of a weak storm system, but still enough that we have to pay attention to it. Some of that snow breaking out ahead of that warm front this afternoon. Now, the good news, that warm front will actually get us above the freezing point of water in some places today, and that may be our last opportunity for a while as Arctic air starts pouring in. But, even if it's just a coating to an inch near Rochester, that's still enough to be mindful of for a commute. And then overnight tonight and through the day Thursday, some of that lake snow a little bit more pesky for areas southwest of Rochester, so that could inflate some of those numbers a little bit for some of those spots. But the hour-by-hour forecast, actually a little deceiving today because that high temperature once again is going to come in late, and we think it's going to be right around 31, 32 in the city. The extended forecast starts to slide back the other way. Thursday, upper 20s. Friday, just a bitter day, temps in the teens. And a lot of spots are going to see a chance for a couple of nights in a row of sub-zero temps. Look at the weekend. Saturday looks fairly quiet. Sunday, we'll have to watch late weekend. We may be going up with that chance for snowfall late in the weekend. Still frigid and still fair game for ornamental sunshine next Tuesday.
Saturday's
good,
like
right?
if you have people over, huddle
Huddle.
at the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need it.
Just indoors.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, and we're going to be watching that cold air for obvious implications down south. I mean, the last thing you want to see after an ice storm, and you've got some issues with utilities and whatever else, is some of the coldest air in years.
Especially
pouring south.
for areas that don't deal with these conditions
Yeah,
with any regularity.
Yeah, that could be a real story. We'll of course have updates to come.
Yeah. All right, McLean, thank you, sir.
Much more to get to this morning on Arc Rochester. When we come back, some advice on what you need to know if you're in the market for a new car.
Hey, and don't forget, you can take us on the go wherever you are. Arc Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13WAM YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. Stick around, we're back on the other side of the break. $9:12 this Wednesday morning. Hey, those in the market for a new car might find themselves in the midst of a confusing or frustrating process. It's not easy.
No, it's not. And car prices seem to be through the roof. It can be hard figuring out which car is best for you. This morning, we're getting a little insight on the car market. We're joined now by the executive editor from Kelley Blue Book, Brian Moody. Brian, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
I'm glad to be here and share this information with you, but you're right, prices can be somewhat elevated, but there are deals to be had.
All right, so let's get into it. What do you have behind you? I guess we'll start there.
Behind me are two of the cars from our Best Buy list for 2026. One is a Honda Civic, and the other is a Nissan Leaf. The Nissan Leaf is the turquoise one. It's all electric, yet the price is still around $30,000. So even though, as you said, prices are somewhat elevated, there are still lots of cars for reasonable prices. Nissan, for example, Toyota and Honda all have good cars for under $30,000.
Brian, for somebody who is currently in the market, are there specifics that they're looking for? Are there certain packages that they're choosing over others because of what they want included in the car?
Yes, one thing we're noticing is that more new car buyers today are opting for luxury brands than in the past. So in the past, that might have been 7, 8, or 9%. Today, we see it more like 13 or 14%, and that's drawing the average prices up, giving most consumers the idea that everything is super expensive. Electric cars are also doing the same thing. They're expensive, they draw the averages up. The best thing to do is to look at your needs and figure out what you need for your car, and then go looking for the deals based on that. Our list is helpful in that it categorizes cars by segment, so you don't have to cross-shop a bunch of different stuff. You can just look at the list and say, oh, small pickup, here we go, that kind of thing.
I'm sure with the newer cars, we're seeing advancements in technology, different screens and different features, heated steering wheels, heated seats, so on and so forth. What are some of the new things that people can expect from this car market?
Well, some of those things that you said are making their way down to lesser and lesser expensive cars. Once you have a heated steering wheel, you can't go back. Like that's going to spoil you forever because it's so amazing. But another trend is actually smaller screens. Many consumers have said they find the very large screens distracting and they don't want to have to go through a sub-menu to change a simple feature. So more cars are going to have hard buttons on the dash so you can easily just press it, fan speed, temperature, without having to go through a menu.
Brian, does that mean that we're going to at some point lose tech support or, those pushed updates to our dashboards when things change?
Not necessarily. The cars can still receive over-the-air updates for certain systems in the car, even without the screen. Remember, the screen is just a big interface. Think of it like Microsoft Windows or something like that. The icons that you click on are not really running the program. It's just making it easy for the user. So the screen is just a window. The behind-the-scenes stuff can still happen with over-the-air updates, even though the screen may be smaller.
We talked a little bit about electric cars. Are you noticing people are drawn to those more and more as the years go on? Are people still interested in hybrid vehicles?
Right, I would say it's a little bit less and less with the electric cars, although they will still remain a thing for quite some time. Many consumers have said a hybrid is what meets them where they are now. It uses the existing infrastructure. And remember, when you get amazing fuel economy like 40, 50, 60 miles per gallon, that's burning less gas, which is contributing to cleaner air. So I think 2026 is going to be the year of the hybrid because many cars simply come only that way. You don't pick it. It just comes like that.
Brian, I am giving you $50,000 today, hypothetically speaking. You've got you've got a partner and 2 kids you need to fit in the vehicle. What car are you going to buy today?
Right. Oh, I would just go to Paris. I wouldn't buy a car.
And leave the kids?
So for $50,000, I would probably get something like a Toyota Highlander hybrid or something like a Nissan Pathfinder. The Kia Telluride is very good. So those are like mid-size SUVs with 3 rows. I found those are most comfortable for me. If it was just me, I would probably get something like I know this is going to sound weird, but like a Mazda sedan or a sports car, because that's where I just like that more. But $50,000 is plenty of money to get something good and with nice features, either new or used.
Wow.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the Paris idea too, but
Me too.
I respect it. I totally do. I get it.
Right.
When it comes to financing options, let's say you don't have $50,000 in your pocket to just, give to somebody. What do you recommend for folks?
Right. Well, one thing to keep in mind is you have to assess your needs, right? So know what the prices are. Here's something to keep in mind. Always know your credit score before you start the shopping process. Also, if you have to finance a car for 72 or 84 months, that car is too expensive for you. You should be able to pay the car off in a short period of time, and most certainly don't let the payments go beyond the warranty period, because then you'll be making a car payment plus paying for repair. So keep that in mind when shopping, especially for expensive new cars.
Good. And Brian, before we let you go, we're talking finance right now. I'm just going to ask, what's the cutoff? I've seen and heard, I've looked on social media when I was in the market, and there are people out there who have car payments of $1,500 a month.
Right.
What's the limit?
The limit is based on your income. So if you have a $1,500 a month car payment, I hope you're making $200,000 a year plus, because it shouldn't take up that much of your monthly income. But so for month-wise, here's what I would say. Look for a payment plan that's like max 4 or 5 years, because that's how the warranties typically run. You just don't want to be outside of a warranty period and then still make the car payment. So think about what's the warranty, what's my budget, how much can I afford, and always put down as much as possible if you're buying a car. If you're leasing, put down as little as possible.
Very good.
Good advice.
Brian, thanks so much for your time today. We really, really appreciate it. And, best of luck. Enjoy that trip to Paris.
Yeah.
And Dan will have that money to you in the mail.
Yeah, just tell me what hotel to give my card to, and I'll make the payment.
Four Seasons, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, whoa.
Thanks, Mr. Moody. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Hey, don't go anywhere. When we come back, Stephanie Joseph is breaking down some of our top political headlines.
We have the Political Pulse coming up.
It's time for a political pulse check here on ARC Rochester. Governor Kathy Hochul has unveiled her proposed budget plan for the 2027 fiscal year. The $260 billion budget covered many areas, including Medicaid, universal child care, and gun violence prevention. The governor also said adjustments were made in the budget due to federal funding cuts. According to Hochul, it accounts for a more than $10 billion drop in federal contributions. She criticized policies from the Trump administration multiple times during her remarks, saying the moment calls for vigilance statewide.
And all across this country, red states, blue states, real Americans are feeling the consequences of working families, no matter who they voted for. And that's why this budget reflects two realities at the same time. We do have real momentum here in New York. You can feel it. It's real. But we have volatility on the road ahead because of this uncertainty out of Washington.
And to help break down this proposed budget, I'm joined now by Tom Eschen from our sister station in Albany. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Stephanie. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks so much for being here. I want to start off with the big number, big picture, that $260 billion. I'm really wondering what reaction has looked like on both sides of the aisle first hearing that number.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. Obviously, that's another record set here, about $6 billion more than last year. From the Democrats I spoke with, and it kind of echoes what Kathy Hochul was saying yesterday, that it's not an austerity budget and that they were trying to be a little more fiscally responsible, rather a disciplined one, and being careful, a little more careful with spending and costs. And Democrats, some that I spoke to, said, yeah, that this felt a little more restrained, and that might be up for debate, as some of the Republicans I spoke to said, well, if the revenues came in higher than expected, which is what happened here, why not try to spend a little bit less and give more of that money back to the residents and the taxpayers themselves instead of going as high as $260 billion at that. So as you can see, I'm either side of the aisle. That $260 billion number, the rate of spending for Republicans right now is still too much for them, but Democrats thinking that this was something that they can live with right now.
It really is interesting. And I know that you also had some reaction when it came to Governor Hochul's response to the Trump administration. There were several key figures that she named specifically, some of them very surprising as you come out to find out how much in terms of those federal cuts the state is having to deal with. What is that reaction that you were able to see from those lawmakers when it came to her calling out the Trump administration over these cuts?
Yes, so $3 billion of that $10 billion you just mentioned, the $3 billion of that is in Medicaid itself. So obviously that takes up, the Medicaid is one of the biggest parts of the state budget. So that's something that the state was able, and they're trying to be able to backfill that with some of that higher than expected revenue. As for the reaction from the federal government, kind of along the same lines of what we've seen, a lot of the Democrats saying, no, we have to put a line in the sand here. We have to continue, especially in the legal side of things, making sure that when those threats of funding come up, that they're fighting those in court. Interesting reaction from Republicans because they're talking, well, you know, the Trump administration is being made out to be the big bad wolf here. But as I've reiterated several times about the revenues being higher than expected, the Republicans I spoke to, the leader, Will Barkley, said, well, if that's the case, that means the economy is doing pretty well for New Yorkers, which means that that's a Trump administration economy, which is allowing these revenues to come in to put the state in better financial standing. So a little bit of a spin there as the Hochul administration talks about these threats, the Republican side of the aisle saying, well, yes, you're making these threats, but this economy is putting the state in a better position financially.
And revenue was honestly brought up in several different parts, especially when it came to the universal child care side of things. Hochul specifically saying, I can fund this expansion in the near term because the revenue is there. So when it comes to the ambitious goal of gaining that universal child care, what does it seem like are some elements that may be feasible given that the numbers are now out there?
I think you look at New York City, and that's where this is starting for the first couple of years and then expanding as we go upstate. And there's 3 upstate counties, and Monroe County is one of those that they're going to work on some of these pilot programs. And you look at the revenue being able to pay for it in one thing in the short term, like you said. I think there's questions certainly about the long term and if those over than anticipated revenues will continue. That's one of the big questions. And as we've heard, especially upstate, is the infrastructure and workforce. How will that be paid for, and are the investments there? Some say yes, the pipelines have been invested the last couple of years. Others say, well, we need to have dedicated funds to that to make sure that as you're potentially opening up universal child care, will there be the people and the facilities to be able to facilitate all of that?
For sure. And there's about more than 100 pages for people to review at home in terms of this budget. But for you, is there any element specifically that you think may be overlooked or needs specific attention?
Well, there's the Zohran Mamdani factor, and that's the big question here as they prepare for their counter proposals from the legislature. Will there be calls that tax the wealthy more, which the governor's not doing at this point, but maybe some in the Senate or Assembly could call for that, and we'll see that what happens with the responses. The other is specifically to Rochester is the $300 million there that's set aside to help with the revitalization of that city. If you remember last year, Albany received $200 million specifically for downtown revitalization, and now there's been public forums, ways for people to get feedback on how that money is spent. So I think specifically for Rochester, seeing where that $300 million will go, and I know for one of the parks there is also allocated, but that should be pretty impactful that the governor is setting aside this money now for some upstate cities to pump a little bit into their infrastructure and as well as some of their economy too.
And really quickly, at least in my 2.5 years here, there's always been a budget extender or some sort of stoppage that happens in terms of getting the budget passed each year. Is there any rumblings out there about what could potentially be that thing for this year? I think it was the discovery reform law for last.
Yeah, I think we'll see. The governor was kind of restrained on policy this time around. She did say, someone asked and then said, well, is this going to be on time? She said, well, the timeline isn't even that reasonable. The responses come with 2 weeks to go. We're probably not going to be on time regardless. So that's already out the window. The raise the age question is there. I think the governor is potentially waiting for the legislature to come back with a raise the age proposal. She did not make any herself, but opened the door potentially for a negotiation there when it came to the funding mechanism or even going a little bit farther. So that could be something that we see crop up here.
For sure, something we'll keep an eye on, and I know you will as well. Tom, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Stephanie. Appreciate it.
And be sure to stay with ARC Rochester for your top political headlines. We are back after this.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for staying with us here on ARC Rochester. Hey, it's time to take a look at some of the stories that have people talking this morning with Trending Now.
All right, we'll start things out with the ultimate way to celebrate the Super Bowl.
Okay, Pabst Blue Ribbon is bringing back its famous 99 pack just in time for the big game.
A couple of PBRs. This year, the company teamed up with the artist behind Godzilla, creating collectible beer cans.
Okay, there are only 4,099 packs being sold, but there's 100 cans in each. And they feature gigantic, all-new original illustrations featuring characters from the Godzilla universe.
According to the brand director at PBR, they said it's not their style to spend millions of dollars for a few